Hello, today is Thursday, January 14th, and we are looking at Genesis chapter 14, the ancestral narrative of Abram continues, and this is the rescue of Lot from this situation he's found himself in. When Lot and Abraham decide to part ways, Lot goes east and south. And basically he is on, if you're looking at a map, he's on the underside of the Dead Sea. And he is in the area of Sodom, Gomorrah, and Zoar. And those are areas or cities that are conquered by this conglomerate of kings led by King Cheddar. I'm going to call him King Cheddar. So King Cheddar creates this conglomerate, and they start to conquer the lands that are east in the Jordan River Valley. So they just east of the Jordan River into the Mediterranean Sea is the Jordan River Valley. It's really where modern day Israel, and it also borders Jordan, and so that is a large area. So these kings from Mesopotamia are coming from the east. They pick up these kingdoms or towns, cities, what have you, on their way to the Jordan River Valley, and they get all mixed up into these different conquering situations, and all the conglomerates seem to be underneath King Cheddar. So it's 5 kings against 4. And what happens is when they conquer Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot is living in Sodom. And they get Lot and all his livestock and people. And when someone escapes and tells Abram of the situation of his nephew, Abram steps in, brings all his, I guess that's something like 1,300 military people with him. And in this story, Abram becomes a military leader, which is not common. Abram is known for being a father of many nations, and definitely the father of Isaac and Ishmael, but not necessarily this military leader. However, this is a scene in this story of the patriarch that where he is a military leader, and he conquers and rescues Lot and gets him back and takes the booty that he is from conquering and brings it to return Lot to his home, and brings it to the king of Sodom and also to the king of Salem. Now, it's not indicated in the Bible where Salem is, but we assume that later it will be called Jerusalem. So that is definitely in the Jordan River Valley. Then when this king, Melchizedek, has an encounter with Abram, he's very grateful for this military conquest that Abram has been able to make happen. He brings the bread and wine that refreshes and nourishes the soldiers who he's trying to thank for this. And then Abram gives him a tenth of all the things that he had collected in return for his hospitality and kindness. We assume it doesn't say that, but and then the next king is the king of Sodom, that's where Lot was living, and says, don't give me any. You keep everything that you have taken in your conquest. Just give me my people back. The people that were, I guess, taken into captivity, like Lot was. And then Abram says, no, I will not take a thread or a sandal thong. You will have everything that you have. I just ask that you would let us keep the nourishment. And that's all. So he doesn't want to, I think it sounds like he's a little frosty towards this king of Sodom. I think his name is Bera. And that he is very much kind and open towards Melchizedek. And then he does this. Abram gives back, tells him, no, you take everything, because he doesn't want the king of Sodom to be able to say, I have made Abram rich. So he's just like, you keep all that. That's fine. And we're done. Right? We're even. Here's Lot. He's back. He's safe. And everybody's okay. So that's what Abram does. Abram, and he's painted again as a hero. He's done something really amazing. I think where the takeaway from this is not so much this. I mean, we almost need a map for this, because it's getting a little fuzzy. Where is everything? The land of Canaan, which is modern day Israel, and then these towns that we're discussing are, like I said, so the Jordan River is here, and then the Dead Sea is here, and then on the underside, east, just a little bit east of the Dead Sea, on the southern end of it, there's these towns, Sodom, Gomorrah, and Zor, which are all mentioned in this part, and that's where Lot is living, and he made his land and established himself there. And so he makes, Abram is in a different place. He's further north and west of where Lot gets located when they part ways. And then this conquest happens with the Mesopotamians coming in from the east to take over and conquer these lands and these things. And so what's significant here is the relationship with Abram and Melchizedek. We never doubt that Abram will rescue Lot, because that's his family, and he's known for being this patriarch. This family is important to him. But this relationship with Melchizedek, it can also be the place where people cite the tithe is a tenth, because this is the first mention of anyone giving a tenth of everything. And so Melchizedek doesn't just bring out the bread and wine to refresh the soldiers. He also gives Abraham a blessing of the Most High gods. And I think we're to assume that when we identify in this time period the Most High God, we are acknowledging lesser gods. There's some other ones, and we'll get to that point in Genesis, where we get to this. That's why the Shema was important. The Lord your God is one. So there's one God. But back then, I don't know. Who is Melchizedek? Why does he worships the Most High God, and that is the way worship of the one true God got into the people's thinking. There are many gods, but there is one that's way better than all the rest. And eventually it'll become, the culture will adopt this idea that it is one God. And that'll get through it'll be built into the culture, because everybody they don't want to worship any of the lesser gods. They want to worship the one true God. And then again and again, and this is what you'll see in the Hebrew scriptures, the biblical narrative, this one true God, this Most High God, winning again and again and again and again. And it's into the First and Second Kings. You see that happening, and all throughout the story of the people of Israel uh, until the Babylonian exile. Things kind of go south there. But you see God winning, God winning, God winning, and winning for God's chosen people. So that's just the beginning of this. And Abram is the military leader. And that's chapter 14. Okay, take care.